I can remember when I told my ex-husband I wanted a divorce. It was December 2019, and he was completely shocked, completely caught off guard, like dumbfounded, devastated, everything else. But the month before that, November of 2019, I remember very clearly having yet another talk with him about how unhappy I was. But this particular conversation, he was in his man cave room playing video games, which was like his favorite activity. And I go walking in and I tell him, like, I really want to talk about our marriage. Like, I'm not happy. It feels like we're roommates at this point, and I don't really have a partner, blah, blah, blah. This man was wearing his headphones because he was playing with a friend and they like talked to each other. He didn't even take his headphones off. He just pulled it off his right ear. This is almost 4 years ago now. I can still remember he pulled it off his right ear.
I guess he must have really heard it, like to still be talking about it 4 years later.
2,000 years later.
Damn, that's like some kind of trauma, eh? But I can understand if you're trying to talk to your significant other and they can't even move the AirPods off or like the headsets off, then that can definitely be a little bit disrespectful, right? And I know like some guys, they're guilty of really getting into the game and then they just don't even know about their surrounding. I myself, I used to be guilty of doing that because I was a pretty big gamer back in my day. So I can completely sympathize with this lady and where she's coming from. But I just have one quick question. So I'm just curious, before she married that man, did she know that he was really into gaming? Or is this something that he picked up during their marriage? It's not clear to me from the video. But what do you guys think about that? Like, would you go ahead and marry a big time gamer only to then get upset when the big time gamer remains a big time gamer? And are you just hoping that he stops gaming? Because a lot of guys, they never really grow out of their games, eh? So I think a lot of times women, they might go with guys hoping to change them or hoping that they will change. But I don't think that that's a good approach. I think you need to go with, like, what you see is what you get, right? So if he's a gamer, know that he's going to be a gamer. Don't think he's going to change just because now you have children. Yeah, granted, some men, they do change. But then some men, they just still don't change. So usually, like, I'm going to advise my daughters, it's like what you see is what you get. Don't think you're going to change anybody and don't think you're going to mold anybody into the perfect man for you. Because there's no such thing. Right, fellas? But y'all let me know what you think about that down in the comments. I'm going to keep going.
And he didn't pause the game or stop playing. He continued to play a video game while his wife was standing in front of him, telling him how unhappy she was in the marriage. And I remember when he said to me something about like marriage being forever and whatever. And I said to him, well, maybe some marriages aren't meant to last. And he got so mad at me for saying that. But he didn't stop playing video games to have the conversation with me. And if that...
She doesn't get it yet. I think she was like the side quest, right? He was probably going on like a main mission and his wife talking to him is the side quest and then he's just like, I'll get to it when I get to it kind of thing. That is completely wild, guys. That's wild. That's wild. I mean, I'm guilty of that, but like usually it's with my mom, right? Where my mom is like, get off the games. And I'm like, okay, man.
All right, let's go.
Sweet.
So yeah, but now with my wife, hopefully like my wife is gonna let me game in peace, right? But yeah, I know like gaming is always a big issue, usually. Right, fellows? Yeah. If you're married, then like it's usually kind of hard to really still keep gaming in peace.
doesn't perfectly sum up why I divorced this man, then I don't know what does. And I feel like this is a very common trend. I hear about this type of stuff a lot, where the wife had expressed her concerns for months or even years, and then when she finally says, all right, I've done everything I could do, I want a divorce, then the husband's like, what do you mean? What's happening? I love you. Please don't leave me. Please don't take my kids from me. It's like, bitch, you should have put in effort. You had the opportunity. We give you so many opportunities to do the right thing. You chose not
Yeah.
to. This is now the repercussions of your actions. Am I wrong?
Wow. Wow. So yeah, like what do you guys think about that one, right? I don't like whenever I hear like she's saying, please don't take my kids from me. I just don't think that any woman or any man should be able to take the kids for themselves, right? As long as there's not like any addiction problems or any abuse problems, then I think even in a divorce, you should still be mature enough to still share custody of the kids, right? 50-50 is my own take. So for me, like 100%, it's not gonna be like don't take my kids from me. No, it's gonna be a no-brainer. Like that you're gonna have your days and I'm gonna have my days, and that's just how it's gonna be because, like yeah, you know what I mean. Like that's not even up for debate. So I don't think anybody has the power to hold the kids for themselves in the absence of abuse or like violence, I would say. And then the other thing I wanted to add is this. She said that she tried everything that she possibly could and nothing worked, right? Now, my question is, did she actually try to get into gaming with that man? Because a lot of times, like, it's like, I find there's some women, they're very, very, like, very rigid in their ways, right? So they will never really, like, take the time to try and get into what their man likes. I mean, I'm sure if you try to play games with a guy, he'll probably not even like it. That'll probably help him get off the games. Nah, I'm kidding. But yeah, like it could be like you guys staying, right? Like where like you get into gaming together with your man because he likes gaming. So why don't you just accept that? I get it if you have kids, right? And then like the homework with the kids needs to get done or chores are not getting done, then yes, absolutely there's a problem, right? But if the man is providing for the family, he's there for his kids, he's doing his own share around the house, then what's the problem with him gaming, right? He comes to bed at night to sleep in the bed with you at night, then I don't really see a problem with gaming, right? But I know for sure, like even like my mom, sometimes once that game comes on, I swear like it's like the spidey sense starts tingling in a lot of ladies, and then it's just like, and it's an issue, I find. And sometimes like they start really cleaning really hard around you.
No, 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 no.
Where like they might just accidentally unplug the game while they're cleaning. Yeah, let me know if you know exactly what I'm talking about down in the comments below, right fellas? But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like gaming should never be an excuse to neglect your wife or your significant other. You should always have like that balance, right? Balance it out. I'm a massive gamer. Ask about me. Anybody that knew me knew that I was way into gaming. But now with like the wife and the kids, the 4 kids, I'm not able to play as much anymore. Luckily, my sons, they really like gaming as well. So now I have an excuse to still play games from time to time. But with how busy life is, bringing them to the activities, karate, skiing, golfing, softball, swimming, all the many activities that they're in, there's really no time for gaming, right? So for me, it wasn't really an issue, but I can see how it could have been an issue if I really wanted to hold on and be stubborn about it. But it's all about compromise, guys. So it's okay to drop down the game sometimes and pay attention to your wife and your significant other, especially if you see that it's starting to tear your marriage apart. Because I'll tell you right now, there's no amount of games that is worth holding your family together, especially in this kind of times that we're in. I think now is the time to really keep your family intact, guys. Now is the time for togetherness. Keep your family intact as much as you can, as long as there's no abuse, of course, right? No violence. Then keep your family intact right now, and just stay safe out there, guys. Stay patient with one another. Love is the answer always, y'all. But this has been your video. I have been your host. If you're working with the content, give your boy a like, give him a subscribe, and until next time, peace!